All right. First Palm Beach Dyno live video. Hopefully some people come in here.
The background music?
We'd have to put on like the royalty free stuff.
Good point.
Hey man, what's up? All right, we're starting to get some people in here.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
How's everybody doing? What temperature is it where everybody is? Hey, it's Ricky. All right, guys. I'm here with Rob. We're in the dyno room. Can everybody see and hear us okay? This is our first shot at this, so, you know.
Is it working?
Yeah, I think so. We got
What's the temperature today? 65 degrees? Sweatshirt on?
55 degrees in Central Florida. Yep, that's the life right there. That sounds cold to me.
Central Florida's too cold.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
What's up, Simon?
All right, guys. So what's going on? Anybody got any questions for us? Got a decent amount of people in here. I do want to make a couple comments about our channel. It's been growing really fast since we've been paying attention to it the last month or two. Really appreciate that. Appreciate you guys being in here. One thing that we've been doing a ton of lately is the dyno videos, and we're going to continue to do those, but we want to bring a lot more tech videos and other types of videos. Also, we'll be doing a lot of racing, traveling with the NMRA and other races, and we'll be doing a lot of videos there as well. So be sure to always comment on what you want to see from us and stuff like that. John Hartman, when we'll be testing Deadpool? I had a couple of issues that we're trying to address that I've posted about, but we found more information. I'll probably be doing a video on that soon. I decided to put the car aside for a little bit while I'm waiting on some new parts to toughen some things up. So the question is, I'd like to bring Deadpool to Bradenton if I can, but that's really up in the air. Okay. Rob, this isn't for Rob.
Oh, this is good.
He didn't say Rob, but I'm giving you a question. You got to talk.
Screw bells over centuries?
Now let's start from the top here. Somebody asked a preferred tuning device. That's a good question because it depends on what you got. So
depends on the year. 11 to 14, SET. 15, it's either or, and then 18 would be the N gauge.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
There's, and as far as why, there's lots of different reasons why. The idea is we want to deliver the best tune we can to you. And it's not that we can't deliver a good tune on 11 to 14 on N-Gauge, but it's used a lot less on those vehicles, and we've seen more issues delivering a tune on those vehicles. We're going to continue to work with HP tuners to resolve those issues, but right now, the best tune is going to be on SET.
That's 100%.
15 through 17, I think it's the same.
Yeah, they're the same.
And 18 plus, we prefer HP and N-Gauge. We are going to be... nah, I'm not going to tell you about that. Forget it. Something else new, but... All right. Wow, we got a lot of questions here.
Oh, God.
Hey, where's Kobe? Kobe's supposed to be telling us the questions, and he's not doing it.
How do I get on the video?
Are you serious? How do you get on the video? You never heard of YouTube?
God damn it, Ricky.
It's Ricky. All right. Anyway, let's see. I'm trying to find some questions here. I didn't want to skip anybody. All right, we'll just start right here. You guys prefer twin screw blowers over centuries? I don't prefer anything over anything.
Yeah, that's true.
It all depends on what you're building. You know, I up until recently I had two Mustangs that I drove often. My twin turbo car, which went on drag week, and runs 8s, and then I also had a stick shift 2016, and it was a Whipple car, and both cars are awesome. I mean, it just really depends on what you're looking to do with the car, power you're looking to make, budget. Budget's always a question. A Century versus a twin screw. I mean, a Century's always going to be cheaper to get into.
Yeah.
And it's a great option for a lot of people.
You can go fast.
It's not that I, don't like Centuries, or I didn't like Centuries before, but the 18 kind of changes my opinion on it a little bit with the A10 because,
It works perfectly.
right, Circle D just came out with a converter, but up until recently, we don't have a converter. And with no converter, a Century really suffers on earlier years because it pulls the car so far out of the power band. With an A10 transmission, that's not really an issue as everybody's seen by shifting videos.
When are we going to Colorado? That's a good question.
Colorado, yeah.
This year.
I'd really like to make it to Colorado in the next couple weeks to do some snowboarding myself, but
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd want to work. Rob, let's see. Oh yeah, that was the Colorado question.
Gen 2 Stage 2 on a 17 factor.
Stage 2 on a 17 auto.
Cat's an injector. Oh, cat's an octane relay.
Yeah, octane. Octane is always a limiting factor on any Coyote, and it gets worse the older it gets. 18's the worst.
Yep.
It works. Where did all the comments go? This is not easy to use.
Yeah, no, I can find it.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, that's your biggest limiting factor is octane. But one thing that we don't talk about a lot, we talk about it in the results, but we don't really talk about, recommending using it or anything, is octane boost. I love octane boost. Years ago, you couldn't rely on it. There was a time where Torco was the only game in town, and Torco was decent, but it did some stuff that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Whereas the newer ones.
The VP additive's the best,
You got-
probably. The Boostain works really well as well.
Yeah, from a performance perspective, if you really want to split hairs, I haven't done any testing myself. The Boostain may possibly be slightly better on paper, but the one thing that I really like about VP is that you can get it anywhere.
AutoZone.
Any AutoZone.
Yep.
Any,
Any
you could be in the
AutoZone.
middle of nowhere, and if there's an AutoZone, they usually have VP Octanium. So that's the main reason that I prefer it. But, IIT sensor upgrade. IIT sensor upgrade. Okay, it's not an upgrade, first off. It's just either required or it's not. If you're on a Roush tune, this is for
Whipple or Roush guys.
Whipple guys from 15 and newer, all the way up to current, and Roush guys 15 through 17. 18, Roush is different, so that's
Yeah.
not a factor. But the IIT sensor, to explain why you need that, is Whipple and Roush on those years adds a second IAT sensor that wires into
IMRC.
an IMRC, an unused input, and then they have to write a custom strategy to read that and all that. So when we do our tuning, we don't use the Roush or Whipple strategy for tuning the Mustangs, so we have no way to account for that IAT sensor that they added.
Okay.
So instead, we add a different sensor that gets teed into where the mass air meter is, and we get the IAT that way. But you can only do that with our tune. I've seen people put the IAT sensor harness and the IAT sensor and the harness on our car, but they still run the Whipple tune because they get excited because they could see the IAT on the dashboard. But that's going to mess your car up,
Yeah.
or possibly can, because at that point, the tune is not seeing what the temperature is. So if the car gets hot, that's that point of the sensor for the most part. In general, you need to know IAT on any car, but on a supercharged car, it's super important for safety for temp. It's important when it's cold, for cold start, and so it knows it's cold, not just, it obviously knows that coolant's cold, but it needs to know air temp too. Let's see, back up a little bit. Small shot of nitrous with centrifugal blower.
Found it.
Small shot of nitrous with everything,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Spray it on everything.
it's like ketchup.
Spray the house
Put
down.
it on everything. I have a twin turbo car that makes 1,300 real horsepower, maybe 1,350, and I just put nitrous on it. So, nitrous for everybody. That's my thought. Honestly, I'm joking a little bit, but if you're a responsible user and you know what you're doing, nitrous is a good thing. If you're just power hungry and you're gonna jet up, you're gonna blow your shit up really fast. So.
There's nothing.
What do you prefer as far as fuel, E85 or 116? E85 all day long. 116, I assume you're talking about like C16.
You always talk about.
That's
there's
not-
Fuse 116, but
That's not a
No.
good option at all for me on what we normally deal with. Obviously, some race cars. Sorry. All right. So, real quick on race fuel in general, since it got brought up, is, we're in South Florida. Locally,
85's all over.
I do one race gas tune for every 100 E85 tunes
Yeah,
in person, and that's probably true, like, remotely, too.
Yeah, I mean,
We do a little bit more race gas remotely because people
yeah,
can't get
some guys
85.
can't get 85 to do MS-109 or C16 or something like that.
Yeah, but the C16 for me is like the worst
It's
possible
leaded.
option for you because it's leaded. People like to use it because it's so readily available and kind of has been the
Everybody, yeah.
standard to
Got
fuel for a long time. But
20 years.
for VP fuel, I prefer MS-109 for most applications. Let's see, what do you prefer?
That was the same question.
Oh, okay, yeah. Meth.
We
Here's
do it.
yeah, we do meth pretty often in person. We don't have a lot of requests for it online.
I had 3 so far this year.
Yeah, so it's not huge. My opinion on meth is the same as nitrous, but it's worse, which is you have to be a responsible user. You have to make sure your nozzle's not clogged. You have to make sure your tank's full. You have to have all those sorts of things that you monitor. There's fail-safes with everything you can add into the system, but the biggest fail-safe is you. It's up to you to make sure everything's functioning correctly. So when I get a guy that's like, and nobody take this wrong, everybody's comes at this hobby from a different perspective. If I get like a more executive type of guy who has a fast car, but he's not like the type of guy like a lot of us that are on YouTube and Facebook all day and learning every little detail about their cars, then I would never recommend it to that guy. If you're an educated user, maybe you know how to read a data log or two, and you just can like monitor things, there's nothing wrong with meth. In fact, we considered, or I was talking to Rob the other day about it, maybe we need to start pushing meth on 18s because it could be such a huge benefit on the 18 in particular.
We made 800 the other day with 109.
Yeah. So, meth, we're going to explore that this year a little bit more. I've used meth forever. Water meth injection.
Not the teeth meth.
Yeah, no.
That's the good stuff.
It's just nobody's pushing it, but we may get behind it a little bit more with the 18. Do they offer any other pulley? Yes. VMP, I believe, offers one size smaller, but
I think air temps go really high.
you're better off putting a nitrous kit on it, honestly. I mean, really, the air intake temps are already high with the stock pulley, that especially on pump gas. On pump gas, forget adding boost. Even on race gas, if you want every little bit, buy their pulley. But if you're not going to gain much. Maybe a pound of boost. Nitrous is the much better choice for most people.
I would say the answer.
Meth question, we answered that.
Going to be doing a
Sleeper kit, we like you. What do you want? Ask it. Well, of course, we
Great
want you to buy directly from us, but we love Hellion and those guys, so if you want to buy from them, that's great too. Buying through us, we package the kit slightly differently. Obviously, with our kit, it includes a full remote session, which is available through them, but if you just buy the base kit with our base tune from them, that's more like a mid-level, super safe tune because we're not supporting you remotely for that. You get the tune, you send in one log just to make sure nothing's like completely installed wrong, and that's
Right.
it. You don't really get any support after that. To get the true remote tune session treatment, you have to pay a little bit more, which is still available from Hellion as part of the package or through us. We do quite a few of these.
a week, a couple of weeks at least.
Yeah, we've been selling the crap out of these kits, and we're doing a lot of them in person. Like I said, I'm not trying to take any sales away directly from Hellion, but we would appreciate you guys buying from us. That helps support our business more, supports the
Make
channel
sure
here,
easier.
everything. So, and then obviously, either way, you're getting the same, great service, no matter who you buy it from. 15 Coyote, E85 NA.
Of course.
Well, I have a video, if you want to look back, I think it's on here somewhere. It's definitely on Facebook, and it's called Is It Worth It, right? That's a super hard question to answer for any topic because some people don't mind going through the little hassle of switching back and forth or adding injectors or those sorts of things because they're gaining 10 or 15 horsepower. Other guys go 10 or 15 horsepower, I'm not going through all that trouble. So the worth is up to you, but obviously it's an extremely popular mod. So just based on that, I would say it's worth it. Most people think it's worth it. If I had an NA Mustang, I like to race, so yeah, it would be worth it to me. 10, 15 horsepower should be a tenth or more in the quarter mile. So, let's see.
Where is Jared? He should be here.
What's in the popcorn tune that causes the awesome pops? Basically, what the pop is, and that's why it's variable based on the car and the car setup, is you're getting some raw fuel into the exhaust, which is hot. And then when it hits the hot exhaust, it pops. And sometimes, depending on how free-flowing your exhaust is, it may actually blow some flames out.
Yeah.
So we'll try and get some video of that on the next dyno poll.
Maybe we can do that, yeah.
Yeah.
We got one coming up.
Whoops, what?
Goes to the
No Ghost Cam tune.
It's too much to deal with, and I don't have time to support it.
Yeah, I mean, the Ghost Cam tune is, it's a neat thing. It's been around
cool.
forever, and there's lots of other tuners that do it. We don't really like to mess with it. I feel it's fairly difficult to get them to be 100% right on the tuning, and I just really rather, if I'm going to give you a tune, I just want it to be, to our standards, even though it's cool. 18 manual. The tick, there's definitely something going on there. I haven't had a lot of time to be browsing Facebook lately, but I did see one recently. Did you see that where the guy posted, they replaced his engine and he posted the pictures and the scoring. Did you see that? I don't think I brought it to your attention. I figured you just saw it. But, that looked legit. There's other people here. Oh my God. Look who just walked in.
Hey now.
Hold on.
What's up?
There you go.
Yo,
Oh,
what up?
look who it is.
Hey now.
It's Pee Wee Herman.
I'm not in character. I'm no character. What's up, guys?
That brought Simon out of the deal.
Been watching.
Not
Been
much.
watching, yeah.
Everybody's we got a decent amount of
That's
people
safe.
on here. Everybody say hi to Jared from Lethal Performance.
Oh, what's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Hey now. In the house. What's up, Grandma?
What do you got going on today?
What's up, man?
Nothing much, man. Just coming by to say hello and pick up some stuff and head back up. Yeah.
All right,
Moving
guys.
parts.
This is how it works down here in South Florida. We got so many cool businesses down here that
65
you never know who's going to pop in. We do a lot of business with Lethal, obviously selling tunes and trading parts, selling each other parts. It's a big family down here. Anyway, let's see what kind of questions we got here.
Get back to question.
Converter for the 10R80. Lethal just posted about that. What do you know about it? The converter on the 10R80. I don't know much.
I don't know
honestly.
much about it.
You know,
They I guess have a couple out there for testing. I think the stall speed they said they're around 3,800, something like that.
It's just one stall right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to send in either your factory converter or have them basically, do a core. You purchase one
Yeah.
and do it.
I
So
think it's pretty expensive, like $2,000.
it's like
straight out.
$12.99, I think, and almost like under 2,000
Yeah.
with the the new core. So
But here's the thing. I just made that comment, and that may have sounded negative. It's not negative at all. And that's one thing that you guys got to realize in this business is, for a company to go out there and invest all that time and effort in making a product, like, they have to make it worth it. So if you want it first, you're going to pay. Just like if you want a GT500, unless you get some hookup, you're going to pay a markup, but then a year later you can get one for sticker. If you want, maybe this price will come down, maybe it won't, but they have to make back their investment, or else we won't get those parts at all. And
Yep.
that's going to really hurt us. I don't, and if for people that want to know about the converter, we're doing a big 2019 build with a Whipple right now for a customer, and like full out NPR engine, everything, and they wanted to know about converter, and I can't answer that on a Whipple car for sure. I know NA for sure. If you're going to build a NA car and stay NA, this is probably a great converter. I think that's what it was tested in a lot. Isn't that what the Cedar car probably ran? And like, I think
not sure exactly.
I don't know.
It's been quiet,
been real quiet, but
Yeah.
NA maybe, but Whipple car, it's got so much first gear. What's going to be better? Stock converter in first gear.
1.3 with stock converter.
Yeah, but maybe on a really big powered setup, maybe
We got
leave it in
1.8?
second gear, but with the converters, right?
Yeah.
So the answer to that is we don't know yet. It's too early. All right, let's see what other questions we got. We got.
Stay tuned for this
that's
year.
pretty cool.
It's
You
gonna
got
be
like a question? Oh, that's
Jim on the stage 2. Yeah, absolutely. Give us a call anytime. In fact, we'll announce it right here live on YouTube. We just got a new phone system put in up until recently. I started this business by myself for the most part. It was one phone line. And, if we were on the phone, you didn't get through. Today, the new phones work. So if you call, there's normal hold system, and obviously there'll be multiple people monitoring the phones. We have a new guy starting at the end or middle of February, right before Bradenton, and we're really amping up the sales staff. So if you want to give us a call, that's no problem. 561-571-1173. Good
My Sparks were
good thing
supposed to pay someone want. I can't help you with that. Oh, she's locked out. Blood cars.
I'm gonna grab my stuff and run. Just want
Everybody
to
say
say,
goodbye to
guys,
Jared.
it's good hanging out with my peeps from Palm Beach Dyno.
There it goes.
Love you
Good
guys.
luck.
All right, take care, bud.
Later.
Thanks, man.
Taco
Yeah,
Tuesday
later.
coming up.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't forget about the contest.
Yeah, we got a contest coming, Taco Tuesday
Oh yeah,
contest.
oh yeah, big one, big
Yeah.
one.
All right.
Can you make 1,500 with a Hellion kit? The answer is yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Hellion kit,
With the right size turbos.
they're both good kits, but I prefer the low mount kit over the top mount kit. The first Mustang with a 680 in the 7s is switching to a sleeper kit right now. What do we got here? Ideal shift points on an 11 Mustang GT intake, stock manifold.
7,200, 7,300 maybe.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and I'm still working on the video. I'm doing a how to read a dynograph video, but the best thing is to dyno it. But obviously, we probably know your power band based on your modifications. So probably 72 to 7,300 is going to be where you want to be on that setup. 10 or 80, will it rival the 6 or 80?
I mean, it kind of does now.
Yeah, well,
To a small
I was
extent.
thinking a lot about this, and I think, except for the top of the top, yes. The top of the top, meaning these low 8-second and high 7-second 6 or 80 cars. Are we going to get there with a 10 or 80? I don't know, because
I got the next question.
the 6 or 80 was an issue with the first gear, and it only got steeper on the 10 speed, the tight spacing. We don't know how durable it's going to be, no matter how much we build it up. But I think it'll be close at least. What's the next question?
My car was tuned recently, and the downshifts wavy, dyno says it's spinning, or the tuner says it's spinning on the dyno. Would spinning the time of the dyno would result in loss of power and lower dyno numbers. That's 100% correct, because if you can't spin the roller while you're spinning, you're losing horsepower.
Yeah,
It's a fact.
well, actually, I don't think I should say the numbers, but one of the highest powered cars I've had here on the dyno, which is a twin turbo MPR GT500 that street races out of Miami. It has an auto in it now, or going into it, but it had a stick in it, and so it was really putting down good numbers. And it was like 200 or 300 horsepower less than we thought, and it was spinning so consistently on the dyno. It didn't like pull good and then all of a sudden start spinning. It was like the whole way, so like we could barely tell. And we weighed the car down and picked up 300 horsepower on the same setup. So yes, spinning is very bad on the dyno.
Is it possible to run ice tank on a Gen 5? Yes.
Yeah, Ballard from Sig Speed, the fastest Whipple in the world with a Gen 5 is, well, not with a Gen 5, but an 18 with a Gen 5, I guess, since Will went 870s now. He runs a ice tank. I think he runs the Watson one up front, but you can also run like a trunk one, which is a little bit more popular.
Nevin's here. It's a 892. I mean, realistically, it's not really the rods can't handle it. I would probably say the piston, but at that same point, your stock motor, stock sleeve, 900 horsepower. It's not if, it's when. It could last forever. It could last 2 more days. Who knows?
Pony Express, how do I feel about spraying through a Whipple? I feel great about that.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you.
Questionable on crank
Never.
sprocket?
I'm never going to tell you not to spray nitrous. It's a great thing.
Okay, let the crank
Seriously
sprocket-
though, going through the blower, I think people are scared of blower damage and all that, but I just haven't seen it.
Doing a crank sprocket on a 17. I mean, I haven't really experienced any oil pump gear failures or crank sprocket failures with a turbo car, especially in a 700 horsepower range. So I think you'd probably be okay. But it's your investment, your risk. So
Yeah, I mean, my opinion on oil pump gears, I get asked this a lot. It was definitely a problem on 11 to 14. If you have an 11 to 14 car, I would do it almost with any boost added, or at least be super careful if you don't. From there on, I think it's kind of like insurance. If you're the type to over-insure yourself, then go for it. If you're the type that doesn't really care about insurance, then there's a good chance you'll be fine. It's a calculated risk. I just see very few failures on my 16.
Yeah.
I was making 700 plus I shift that thing off the rev limiter, beat it to hell, and I never put anything in it, and it's never been a problem. Hey, everybody, say hi to, oh, look, he's too tall. Remington. This is Remy from Rare Fab. If you call Rare Fab for an in-person build, or call us and we put you in touch with them, or however you want to do it, Remy's the guy you're going to be talking to. Remy's the everything over there, electronics wizard, computer guy, 3D modeler, parts builder, all that sort of stuff. And he also takes care of, you know, the scheduling and pricing on, you know, works with us on all these turnkey builds. And if you have any fabrication work, they do fab work. They're so busy now with all these turnkey builds. You know, the fabrication work is not as much, but they're totally capable of it. It's just building fast cars is sometimes a little bit more fun. Yeah.
And do people ship our cars for Whipple installs? They do. They ship them to us and
Yeah.
to Remy.
Yeah, they just got a car recently. We've got multiple cars. I mean, we probably, what do we have right here right now?
We have a car from New Jersey, yeah.
We got a car from Arizona. We have a car from Jersey. We have
Texas.
a Texas,
Alabama,
Alabama,
North Dakota.
North Dakota.
North Dakota. I didn't even know about North Dakota.
That's the worst.
In fact, we actually have a car here. It's not here yet, but the big build I was telling you about in 2019, that guy's from the Cayman Islands. So we're going to be doing that whole entire build.
Oh, our one guy sending the car from Kuwait.
Yeah, we got a car coming from Kuwait, all over the place. In fact, we really need a bigger place. So if anybody has a
No
building
doubt.
we can rent in South Florida,
2017
we might do that.
Supercharged Mustang. I'm going with my built motor. I mean, if it's built by the right people, we should be able to fire it up and drive it like a stock motor, for the most part. I mean, obviously, let it warm up a touch before you take it out, depending on piston oil clearance. But treat it the same. Oil changes. Enjoy it.
All right, let's see what else we
Next
got.
question. The weather's 65 degrees and it's beautiful out, just in case he was wondering.
Yeah, let's take a walk outside and show
We're
you.
going to the beach today for lunch.
Yeah, that's right. 2 Georges.
I love two Georges.
I know, we should do that.
Anybody want to pump some iron? Ah, it's beautiful. It really is, actually. It's been a little chilly the last few days, but
I found money.
it's super nice out. You go all the way down there. I could show you guys all the iguanas that live here, but I think the feed will cut out if I walk away. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. You can see a bunch of Mustangs over there. They're lined up all the way down that way. Rare Fabs over there. We also have another unit on the other side of that to store cars, so we got a lot going on here.